What's up out there? Welcome back to Melvor Idle, and this is Adventure Mode Episode 6. I have not been doing a lot of combat with this account recently, for the last week or so. So, back when I was running with just a standard account and a hardcore account, I would have one running on my Steam client all day, just let it run in the background, do whatever combat it needed to do, and then periodically check on the other one with my phone. Now that I have 3 accounts, I do that with the Steam client, a web browser tab on one, and then I have my third one just kind of idling off in the background. So I've been working on my standard account on the God Dungeons, farming those out. I've been working on hardcore. If you've been following that, I've been working on my agility skill. So, and getting things into that area, and I needed Slayer level 60 on that. So I kind of put this account off to the side as my idle account, and just let it sit and do things in the background. And most of that, if you see here, has been working with the non-combat skills. I think I was at like level 86, 87, so that's why you see mining and smithing where it's at. Where we are today is combat level 91, but that's because I set this thing to do leaping broadfish yesterday, I think. Another busy weekend. I'm out, here and there, going out. Have time to check in and do things, but I didn't really have a whole lot of time to let these idle in the background. I have been letting this idle. I got some things done on my hardcore account. I got that stuff done. So that can now move into my idle slot, and this can go back into full-time combat. But having said that, I am getting close to, what do we got here? I am getting close to some good Dragonite gear. If I can get my scroll wheel to go. We're at level 91, so I can at least get the dragon helmet going. I think that means I can also, no, I got to get to 95 for the dragon ore. So that's a little further out than I was anticipating, but that's okay. I'd really like to push this combat level to 99. I think that's going to be my next goal, because that's going to allow me the ability to max all of my skills out, all of my non-combat skills at 99. At least if that works the way I think it does, because I know your combat level goes over 99. But that is future discussion. So I've been doing leaping broadfish. I want to say this was level 68 strength when I started. So I've gained a few levels. I think it was somewhere in there. I don't think it was as low as 66. I think it was 68 or so. And just running it overnight's kind of gotten up to that level. This is still gaining decent XP for strength-ish. I also, 2 lines of thinking with this. Number one, I needed to get my fishing up, keep my fishing going as high as possible. And right now we're at 91 and we're cruising along. Number two, my strength was lagging behind my attack and defense a little bit, and I didn't want to do the combat way to get that up. I figured I could leave it run overnight on these leaping broadfish, get my strength built up, and by building the strength up, it also builds the combat level up behind the scenes, if you see what I'm saying. So it took a little bit. Like I said, this is probably 5 levels worth to get where I'm at now, because I think I was at 89. Yeah, I think I was at 89 combat level, maybe close to 90. Now this is going to open up a few paths for me, which is why I really wanted to push the leaping rodfish. I want to say the wiki page says to use these up to a certain point for strength, and then after a while, it's kind of pointless. So I wouldn't necessarily go to 99 with leaping broadfish by any means, because that's very little experience, but short bursts here and there, like I'm doing right now, I think is perfectly acceptable. It gets you pushed forward a little bit and helps out. The big thing I wanted was to get to wood cutting of 90, because that unlocks the redwood trees. And once I have that unlocked, I can, chop up a bunch of trees, come back here to fire making. And then once we get to level 90 on fire making, I can buy the next upgrade, which is this one right here for the redwood cook fire for my cooking skill. And that maxes out my cooking. So that's going to be a good bonus there. And like I said, once we get this combat level to 99, then I can start working on all these skills and getting these all maxed out. And once we get all of these at 99, then it's going to be time to start looking at what other skills to take and the unlock cost is pretty substantial. So gonna need some really good money making out of this at some point. The mining, like I've been mining up with the gym gloves and selling all the extra gems and stuff off, which I've got. I think I got a bunch of stuff here to sell. But you spend 500,000 for the gym gloves, and you may make 600 or 700,000. It's not great. It's not a great return. So let me sell this crap off real quick here. These chests, I think I've got everything out of the chest, and I think they're worth more unopened than they are open, so I just leave them like that. We made a cool mill there. That's good. Okay, let's do a quick inventory check here. I don't think anything's changed there. I haven't really changed anything here, I don't think. The one thing I did change was this Amulet of Calculated Promotion. This is something I never got. I just got it on my standard account. I'm all the way at the Fire God dungeon, and I just now got this stupid thing. Actually, I on that account, I'm waiting to do, what is it, this? Whatever this is, Into the Mist. I'm at the very last dungeon down here on my standard account. So I'm looking forward to getting that. I don't know if I'm going to record that or not, but this Amulet of Calculated Promotion, the way you obtain this thing is you go fight, you go to the wet forest, fight these leeches, and eventually they drop this chest of Witwicks. And what you have to do is come in here and rename your account to all lowercase Witwicks, and then open that chest, and it's a guaranteed that you're going to get this. I don't know what happens if you open the chest without it. I haven't done that yet, but it's a guarantee if you rename a character. So you rename a character to Witwicks, all lowercase, open the chest from the leech, and then you get this thing, and then you change your character name back, and you're good. It's like a little Easter egg thing. Now, I saw this compared to, I want to say it might have been the Amulet of Strength. Let's see here. Stats. No. Maybe it was Glory. Maybe it was the Amulet of Glory. I don't have the Amulet of Glory yet, but supposedly this compares to like the Amulet of one of those amulets, and maybe it was the Glory one, but they said this one was easier to obtain. I would say okay on that, except that, where are they at? I killed 308 leeches to get it, which isn't a big deal, but I guess it's easier than getting that amulet, I suppose. I don't remember where the amulet comes from in the combat section. But I've added this thing for my combat stuff. It's there. It works fairly well. It's an amulet that I can use during combat. I mean, I was kind of using some of these, but until you upgrade these, they're not great. And I haven't really been focusing on upgrading them. I've just been killing stuff to raise my attack, strength, and defense, trying to work on my combat level. So I haven't really been focused on trying to get any of these amulets yet. I will. I just haven't gotten there yet. Let's see. I think I also bought Auto Eat Tier 2. Yeah, because I think this was at 1,000 hit points. Now I'm at 2,040. So I've got Auto Eat Tier 3 left. I had enough money built up. I was doing a lot of mining. Oh, I believe, I think it was this account. I finished out my, you'll see that I'm at mining 87 and smithing 87. That was where my combat level was. And I needed that because smithing, the plate bodies open up at level 87, I believe, if I'm correct. Yeah, they open up at 87. So I needed to get those done. So now I have a full set of rune gear. All the damage reductions applied. Everything's done. I'm going to need to get some silver and gold because I'm out of that. So that's going to be a big mining effort there. We talked about the Auto Eat Tier 2. I did get back into combat. Like I said, I had this idling on the non-combat stuff for a while I did some other combat stuff with my other two accounts. And I have gone back into here. I got a comment on one of my videos that, so I was sitting in on my hardcore account. I was sitting in the Forest of Goo fighting these purple goo monsters for the Amulet of Defense. I was specifically doing that because these things offer Slayer coin, or not coin, Slayer experience. And if you get the Slayer task with them, they get the Slayer coin, that kind of thing. But they drop these amulets of defense, and you need 200 of them to make the upgraded version of that amulet. So because I needed a Slayer level of 60, I was parked in the kind of in this area, kind of doing some other things, but I kept going to these purple goo monsters trying to get that amulet, at least one of them. Well, somebody made a comment that you could go to this dungeon and fight in the undead graveyard, and here's the full amulet of defense if you just go there and get it. And you get the bone necklace and all that. All right, cool. I didn't want to do that with my hardcore count, like I said, because I was trying to go for Slayer. I'm not really trying to gather all those I don't want to gather all the combat stuff and have to hang on to it with my standard or hardcore count, because I'm limited on space. I want to do all non-combat as much as possible, and finding the items and stuff is just going to eat up storage space. So I didn't really want to go through that. If I got it, I got it. If I didn't, my thinking was that I would go and get 100 of those amulets of defense, upgrade them to the upgraded version of it, and then I still have one item in my inventory instead of two, because I have 5 of this and one, I have 5 of the chunks to make the next one, and then 1 of the completed ones. So here I'm not limited by that, so I can get as much stuff as I want and just buy more slots. No big deal. So I parked on this undead graveyard for a while. I don't know how many times I killed this thing. I don't have that amulet yet. So I'm going to have to 299 times. The cool thing is this battle, because I'm so just ungodly over leveled for this dungeon, because I'm so over leveled for this and over geared, I don't think I've used any of my food. Like, I think this is sat at 994 for a couple of days now. Well, I mean, in combat. And I got some more food kicking around to use up and switch over to, so that's not a big deal. But I've been parked in the undead graveyard. I am going to keep parking on that until I get that amulet. Whatever skills I get, the attack or defense leveled up, is going to be great from that perspective. I don't think that does a great job of leveling your character necessarily, because I'm getting to the point where I need more harder. I need harder, more difficult things to kill. I think I tried doing the deep sea ship because I was going to try to get a good weapon like the sunset rapier or the ancient sword, but I couldn't actually idle this thing. I had to do the hold enter method and here and there, but the sea monster at the end attacks really slow, so I completed it, but I didn't get anything good for it. I will probably park on this undead graveyard for a little bit. I might look at pushing Slayer when I'm done with the undead graveyard. I may look at pushing Slayer because you can get a lot of good gear out of here, especially once you start digging into some of these higher end creatures. I'm there with attack, strength, and defense. I am not there with the Slayer part. I have the levels, but I don't have the coin and I don't have the equipment. So I'm going to have to work on all that. But I think these might be a good place for this character to sit for a while. There's a few things I want out of the dungeons first, like this amulet here, and then probably a weapon from the deep sea ship. The Dragon's Den's really only good for ranged, and Frozen Cave I think is probably, I don't know, I think this might be more magical based stuff. The shield and plate legs, I don't know. I've never used it. I think Dragon Gear trumps it, so I just don't even use it. The Myolite stuff I don't think I've ever used. That might be the magic thing I'm thinking of. The spider dungeon, I've gotten everything I care about because it's the amulet of looting. Now the amulet of ranged I may have to get from here or something, but I mean, like, what I'm basically saying is at this moment, because I'm only running melee, a lot of these dungeons don't matter. The Frozen Cove, the Dragon's Den, the Myolite Cave, the Spider Forest, probably the Bandit Base. I don't think there's anything. Yeah, it's all range stuff. So I don't care about a lot of these. Hall of Wizards, there's a lot of these I just don't even care about. So I'm probably going to skip them and probably spend more time on the Slayer side of things, just because it's going to offer the Slayer experience, the coins. I can get all the upgraded equipment out of it for the Slayer stuff. I think there is some cool drops in here somewhere. Yeah, ancient two-handed sword, like the amulets of fury and stuff. These guys have these three amulets that would be good, and you know they're a ways down the road, but they have some cool stuff. The dark steel dagger would be kind of cool, and that's way later, but I do need to start farming griffins for the dragon claw and then the Pegasus for the ancient claw. So that's going to be another grind I need. Again, I think I need to really just park in this area here on the Slayer side and fight. So that's kind of my plan going forward, is hit up a couple of dungeons more and then work on the Slayer areas. Now, once I get to level 99, combat level 99, I am going to stop and focus on getting all of these up to 99. I will need the skill capes for all of this, especially when I want to start unlocking these other things. Like right now, woodcutting, if I could get this to 99 and put that cape on, you get a good bonus. It speeds up, what's it, cut, I think it takes the chopping tree interval and cuts it in half, so you cut things faster, something like that. I can't remember. It makes it go quicker. So collect up a bunch of magic trees and sell them or something, or you know, I don't know, get the fire making built up. I don't know, but getting these things at 99 will be my next goal. So working on getting combat level 99 is the next goal that I have. After that, it's going to be Slayer stuff, or during that will be Slayer stuff. And then after that, we'll be getting all my non-combat stuff up to 99 and being able to take advantage of the capes and skill capes and everything for them. So that's kind of where we're at, and that's where we're headed over the foreseeable future. And that is it. That is all we have for this episode. So we will catch you on the next one. Take care.